Hey yo, what's going on? It's Ken. I'm back. I'm not arrogant enough to sit here and imply that anybody missed me, anybody was wondering where I was, but it's been more than a couple of weeks since my last video. Um, this video isn't gonna revolve around cards, so if all you care about is the cards, that's cool. I got no problem with that. This is a little bit more about me and kind of what's going on the last couple weeks. If you don't care about that, that's cool. Go ahead, move on. I'm not mad at you. It is what it is. But yeah, so I'll be back. I worked on some things this morning and this afternoon for a new video. And I'll get that up maybe later today. I don't, maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. And I've got a lot of videos backed up. I want to say I've probably got, 15 or so recorded that I either just need to record an intro or I just need to upload, and I just haven't done it. But yeah, so my last video, well, let's go back further. So I love Christmas. It's not the gifts. It's not Christmas Day, really. It's the whole season. It's the lead up. I've been married for just about a year now. My anniversary is on the 29th of this month. But my amazing wife and I have been together for over 5 years. She loves Christmas. She's like a little girl about it. And what she did one of the things she's done for me is that she has rekindled that love of Christmas. Always loved Christmas as a kid. Yeah, as a kid, it was about all the gifts I was going to get and the things like that. But it was more than that. It was just the whole holiday season. My sister and I used to start freaking listening to Christmas music in July, and I guarantee it drove my parents nuts. I see so much of Christmas starts too early when people, like, at the beginning of November are excited about it. So if you're one of those, then you would hate me from that standpoint. There's just something, there's that a little bit of innocence of the season. I have a stepson, but he's 18 now. So it's not like we're going out and searching for the whatever the newest, latest, greatest is, the Tickle Me Elmo. We're able to pretty much, he kind of like as I got older, and maybe a lot of you did, he gets less gifts, he gets more expensive gifts. He loves video games, he loves music, so, most of his gifts revolve around those two things. But anyway, yeah, so back to where I was. She has, like, rekindled my love of Christmas. And what I've noticed the last 6 Christmases, or the last 6 holiday seasons, is that come the 26th, I go into this funk. I go into funks throughout the year. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Things will get me down sometimes. Hi, Lola. Other times they won't get me down. The same thing might not, but I tend to get that way after Christmas. And I think what it is it's just that sudden cutoff. It's not that Christmas Day has passed. It's, one of my new favorite songs, Christmas songs, that is maybe my favorite now, is that Christmas Time song by Bryan Adams, where he talks about, the season and something makes you wish it was Christmas every day. Well, I wish it was the Christmas season every day. Maybe not Christmas Day itself. But yeah, man, I mean, my wife and I, we start watching the Hallmark movies and the Christmas movies that we own 6 or 8 weeks, before Christmas. We're watching them before Thanksgiving, and that's just us. The living room that I'm in right now, and you can still see some Christmas decorations behind me because we haven't taken them down. We tend to kind of go most of the way through January. But yeah, it's just, I get into this funk because it's like this sudden stop. The Christmas music stops. Maybe it's on us, but we stop watching the movies and things change, and I just get this this bit of sadness over me. Last year wasn't quite as bad because 5 weeks later I was marrying her. So, there was the excitement about that. There was the preparation. We didn't have a big wedding. Don't know if you followed me for a while. Our wedding, we did what we called a planned elopement. We went down to a little place outside of Austin and had a ceremony, and it was just her, I, and her stepson. And it was perfect for us, and we actually streamed it, and it's actually back in my videos somewhere. So I need to get that saved, by the way, in case Copa comes and catches me, although, Copa has not done that yet. But yeah, nice of you to go get some food and bring back Lola. So anyway, yeah, I get down. I'm already seeing I'm at like 6 minutes. Sorry. Like I said, feel free to turn it off. It's all good. But yeah, my last video was Christmas Day, and I did a Merry Christmas and a small request. And my request was to help somebody else out, that, some good happened in their life. Rich Klein, his wife, was fortunate enough to receive a kidney donor. There's a lot of medical expenses that go with that. And my request was anybody that saw my video to maybe, go and just, I posted her GoFundMe, and I asked, could you go, maybe just go donate $5. Can you pass on a blaster and just go donate $20? $5 if I got a couple hundred followers. I think I'm in the 200. I guess I'm looking at 269. If 200 people could have donated $5, that'd have been $1,000 that they could use. One person donated. I've written on my website, Beans Bulk Art Blog. I've written posts and shared posts on Twitter about the same thing, about helping them, and maybe a handful. That's stretching it. They've been able to go in there and do anything. And like I said, I mean, if it's $5, the price of one fat pack at Walmart, or it's $20, which is one blaster, when a family has a lot of bills, every little thing helps. I did something in the past where there was a youth hockey tournament in Canada, and former NHL player Jonathan Chichu was going to be there. And I asked people to donate just a few bucks, anything, $3, $5, whatever. And I was going to try to get like 300 cards for all these kids so that he could sign an autograph on a card for every kid. And I said, hey, does anybody want to pitch in? I got like 10 people. I'm no saint, I don't claim to be. I know I'm not, but, I try to do some good things. In this case, it was for kids in the past. I'd also, when I had written about, the kidney fund, I had talked about, there was another thing in the hobby where a guy that was on a podcast had found out he had like stage 5 brain cancer, and they had a GoFundMe. Same thing. Maybe a couple of guys donated. It's just disheartening. I try to do some good things. I try to be a good person. And it just, I don't know, it just gets me down when I go through those things, and I try to do that. And it's almost like I should never ask anybody to try. I should never try and spread something where somebody's needing help or assistance, because it seems like I'm going to get no reaction. So on top of the post-Christmas, that cutoff, there's that. Back in, I want to say October, had an issue with my wife's car. I put like $2,000 into it, and the day after Christmas, it blew up again. So now it's currently sitting in a shop. I was actually just over there half an hour ago. It's sitting in a shop with the motor pulled out. Well, the engine, not the motor. With the engine pulled out, waiting for another engine to come up. So, there's that. So that can kind of put you in the dumps. So, a lot of that is why I've been missing the last couple weeks. And then on top of that, last weekend was changing a part on my stepson's car. I wasn't. I have a neighbor who, is mechanically inclined, and he was changing it, or he was going to change it, and when he reached down in there to unfasten one of the parts, he said, "Dude, my hand just got wet." Yeah, we had a leak, and it was a leak of the coolant, and I'm betting that my stepson's car was less than a week from blowing up. So thankfully it didn't, but it took us a week to get that part. But got it fixed today, got inspected, things are good there. But yeah, and then another reason on top of the end of Christmas, and then the other two things, the helping and the car thing, those aren't every year things, but 2 years ago on January 3rd, I came into, my relationship with my wife, and, she had a stepson, and she also had a beautiful English Mastiff named Coquetta, who was already, getting toward her senior years. She was probably, I want to say, if I'm doing the math and everything right, she was about 8. So 2 years ago on July 3rd, or January 3rd, I'm sorry, I had actually been sick that whole Christmas, since before Christmas, like 2 weeks I was sick. Thankfully, I had taken scheduled time off, but I was sick for 2 weeks. Went back to work on the 3rd, couldn't make it through the day, came home about 1 o'clock, I want to say it was. It was real early afternoon. Let Coquetta out, and she laid down. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Obviously got a little choked up. Right after that, my wife got home, so I left the living room. Came into a different room. But anyway, yeah, so Coquetta went out, laid down, never got up. We ended up, the three of us, Coquetta, she was an English Mastiff. At one time, she was 150 pounds. By the time she passed, she was about 125. Ooh, look at the flashy lights. Hopefully I don't give anyone a seizure. Sorry about that. Yeah, so we actually, my stepson, my wife, and I, we actually managed to get her onto a quilt that we had, and we pulled her inside, and she was able to pass in our house the way we would want. We were debating, we think she had a stroke, and it was like if she'd made it through the night, we were probably going to have to take her, or have the vet come and put her down, but she went on her own. So, but yeah, because it was a stroke, it was unexpected. Even though she was older, she'd gone through 2 surgeries in the years, just the 3 years that I'd been here, 2 surgeries to remove some cysts that they get, and the vet told us the second time, he's like, anything that's happening with her, if she's not in pain, don't worry about, don't do anything with it, because it's probably all cosmetic. So she had one of her front, like, I guess it would be our elbow, that was kind of always open and bleeding a little bit, but she took really good care of it, kept it clean, so that was the only thing wrong with her. Other than that, she seemed fine. She was older, slower, so yeah, it was terribly unexpected. But yeah, so that makes January 3rd pretty tough. You saw one of my dogs earlier. We have 3 dogs now. My wife and I talked about and said, it was more my wife. She's like, it's going to be a while before we have a dog. Lola, the one you saw, is the first one we rescued, and it was less than 2 weeks later. So our gotcha date's coming up soon. House was just too quiet. And then, since then, we got Stella. We got Stella next. We got her little running mate. I want to say within probably a couple of months. Probably less. Probably more like a month. Got her little running mate. Unfortunately, things were great with them. They got along great until, unfortunately, and this probably played some into it too. Right about a week before Christmas, Stella, over 2 days, she she kind of went after our little dogs, so we've had to keep them separate, and they were already being kept separate from our pit bull because Stella didn't like our pit bull either. So now we got three girls that we love. They're all sweet in their own ways, but oh man, yeah, this lighting in the back might have been a bad idea. I apologize, guys. But anyway, so yeah, we got three now. But yeah, so that's why kind of those first, that week right after Christmas is tough, and then the first week of January is a little tough. And I've noticed I kind of go through this. Even last year I said it wasn't as bad, and it wasn't. But probably because he didn't have the car thing. But anyway, so that's why I've been gone. One thing I want to start doing in my videos, and you'll see it in the next one. I think I did a good decent job with it on my. I forget what it was called. It was from Stove Sports. It was the box of junk wax packs. And I'm trying to put a little more personality into what I do instead of just being card guy. This is what I got. Here's what. Hope you like. Have a great day. Give me a thumbs up. Trying to put some more personality into what I do. And, I guess this too. I'm not ashamed to talk about it. I'm not ashamed about the fact that I'm a crier. I'm like, at the end of Varsity Blues where they go, and Billy Bob cried because Billy Bob's a crier. I jokingly will call myself Billy Bob at times because, it is what it is. Sometimes I wish I could be more stone-faced, but I cry at funerals. I don't deal well with any death. I'm actually okay other than with death. But anyway, so, it doesn't have to all be about cards. We're all humans, and I've seen some guys, that have talked about things, and I when I've watched those videos where they're having issues with something else, or I've got some guys on Twitter that follow me and I follow them, and they're military veterans, and they have a lot of issues with PTSD and just gripes with the VA. I can't believe that this country cannot get the VA system, cannot get their shit together. It's ridiculous. Sorry, going off on a tangent. But anyway, I always tell those guys, look, that's what we're here for. If somebody doesn't like it, they can either ignore it, they can move on, or they can unfollow you. And if that's what they choose to do, then so be it. You don't need them. And so sometimes it needs to be an outlet. I mean, it is what it is. We're all human. We're all a little different. And some things get us more than others. But anyway, so that's kind of what happened. Hopefully this time next year, we won't have the car thing going on, and things will be a little better. That's where I've been for anyone. If you follow me on Twitter, that I did tweet that, I might be pretty inactive because I was definitely in one of my downward spirals of the funk, and but I kept on tweeting, trying to stay out of it. And I think I did, and I've pulled through, a bit faster than I thought I would. So that's where I've been. I need to do, I did some stuff today, went and picked up some cards. I was off work, went and picked up some cards at SMP Sports Cards up in Grapevine. That's Dallas area of Texas. I live in Arlington. It's actually north of Arlington, kind of north of Arlington and Fort Worth. Not as close to Dallas, but was there today. Got a story about a card, and then, we'll figure it out. I need to do the actual show and tell part of the cards and all that, but did some other things that trying to show a little more personality and try not to be boring. I'll never be Caesar. I'll never be Pepino Man. But I think I got a good sense of humor, and I got some decent personality. I mean, when you look like me, you gotta have personality, right? Or it's gonna be a brutal world. You can't look like me and be angry all the time, or, well, you're gonna be angry all the time. So anyway, hope everyone has a great weekend. If you made it all the way through this, hell, I think it ended up being, 20 minutes? Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. Not looking for any sympathy. I'm not looking for anything. Just, you know, just kind of an explanation of where I went, because I'd been posting pretty frequently, and then I just kind of fell off. But you know, just a culmination of things, time of year, and some other things that, you know, were a little different, made it happen. But anyway, thanks for everything, guys. You know, thanks for the interaction. I've started viewing a lot more and commenting a lot more. And some of the guys have, you know, have really made me feel, you know, they interact, and I like that. And I get it. When I posted videos a year ago, I didn't interact, and that was shitty. I didn't think about it from the other side, and now I think about some of these guys, especially some of the bigger ones. It just seems like they don't, you know, they don't interact, they don't care. And even some of the smaller ones, there's some people that I've given plugs for on this channel that have never, you know, I wish I hadn't done it now, because they don't even ever bother replying. And kind of called one out yesterday. I was like, dude, do you even read the comments? Because I've commented probably on a dozen videos, and you've never bothered to reply to me. I don't even think he's liked them. So if you are a content creator, do that, man. The hobby's got to be fun. More people are going to enjoy your videos. You should enjoy the interaction. If you don't enjoy interaction, you shouldn't be doing videos. Are you going to get along with everybody that's a content creator or a commenter? No. There are some that I don't like. There are some that I feel are a bit smug. And hell, I'm smug. I've been called that more than a few times in my life. Sometimes it takes one to know one. But yeah, so I don't get along with everyone. I don't love everyone, but it is what it is. And I'm finally going to stop rambling. Thanks for listening to my nonsense if you're still here. More videos coming soon. Hope everyone has a great evening, a great weekend. Happy collecting, y'all. Peace.